welcome to my YouTube channel. What's he up to now? Smash that subscribe button, and if you like this video, give it a like, share it with someone else that might like it. It really helps me and my channel out. I really appreciate it. Well, without further ado, let's see what he's up to now. Hey guys, welcome back to What's He's Up to Now. Well, today I'm going to be making some rockin' rice pudding. Old-fashioned rockin' rice pudding. Now I made some pork fried rice the other night, and I made extra rice because I knew I'd want to make some rice pudding a day or two later, and it's been 2 days later and I got the rice already cooked. And for this recipe, I'm going to tell you we need 3 cups of cooked rice. You need 3 cups of milk. You need 2/3 a cup of sugar. You need a ½ teaspoon of salt. You also need 2 eggs. You need a cup and a third of raisins, or whatever you got. I don't have quite that. I got about a cup of raisins. That's enough for me. Or you don't have to use raisins at all if you don't like them. And so the first thing I'm going to do with all these ingredients, and you need some vanilla and some 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 eggs. Alright, so I'm going to take this rice that I already got cooked, dump it in my pot I'm using, and then I'm going to break up this rice here. Break it up good. Now this is a double batch. Oh, look at that. Got my rice stuck inside my whisker. I'll use this to finish crushing it. Get it broke up. Break up all your rice. There we go. Because this sticks together after you have it refrigerated overnight. And get that all stirred in. So I got 3 cups of rice. Now you need 3 cups of milk, but you have to reserve 1 cup for later. So we're just going to put 2 cups of milk in here for now. Get my measuring spoon here, and then we're going to put 2 cups of milk into the container where I get my rice. So 2 cups here. 1, 2, and since I'm in milk mode, I'm going to pour through my 3rd cup in my little mixing bowl over here, where we'll add the eggs later, and I'll explain that to you. Alright, so we're done with the milk. So now we got that in there, and what else we need to add is the sugar and ½ teaspoon of salt. So let's get the salt going. Get a ½ teaspoon here. Here's some salt. ½ teaspoon of salt. Alright, spread that in there. That's good. Now the sugar we need 2/3 a cup of sugar. So I get my 3rd measuring cup. That's 1/4. Here's a 1/3. Open up the brand new package of sugar, and whoops, if I can get this open up right. There we go. And I'll pour this right over this into the cup. So we need 2 of these, 2/3 sugar. Oops, 1/3, and since it was a little melted, a little bit less. Oop, well, 2/3, perfect. Okay, so now we got that. And now what we do with that, I'm going to bring this over to the stove top, and I'm going to medium heat stir this up really good. Actually, I'll stir it up now, and we're going to put it over medium heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. You cook this until it gets nice and creamy. Then once it gets creamy, you add some more ingredients. And then when you take it off the heat, you add the last couple things. But, alright. And actually, I like to put my raisins in, well, when it's halfway done the 15-20 minute mark. So you get a little bit more cooked than normal. But alright, that's stirred up pretty good. So I'm going to put this on the heat, and I'm going to show you the rest of what I'm going to do for later. And then we'll go see what we're doing on the stove. Alright. Okay, be right back. I'm just going to go right behind me, turn on the stove, and we'll show you what that looks like later. Okay, it's on. Now, we get this milk we put over here. And what we want to do now is add the 2 eggs to it. 1 egg. 2 egg. Alright, and we're going to give that a good whipping. This is my manual egg beater technique. Don't ask me why. But it works good to whip it up. Alright. So I got that pre-ready for when it comes time. And then, what we're going to do is, then in the meantime, I'm going to take this 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm just going to melt that, and you need a teaspoon of vanilla, so we're going to do that, a teaspoon. Actually, I like to, we got some pure vanilla here, extract. Never seen the light of day. There we go, open that up, and this is a half a tablespoon, but I'm gonna not quite fill it. I like a little extra vanilla, so I'm just, there we go. Then you add that to the egg and milk mixture. Alright, and now what we're going to do is stir that up. And we'll see what's going on with the stovetop in another few minutes. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, here's what I'm doing at the stovetop. As you can see, it's, well, you can't see too much, it's starting to bubble a little bit. It doesn't take long to warm up when you got a gas stove like I do. And what I like to do is I like to move it around like that to get the edges and stuff. Let it bubble a little bit. You got to get this creamy. It takes about 20 minutes. I'll show you here. If I put it onto the edge in the back there, you'll see it start to bubble in the back where the flame is mostly centered. But I like to move it around like that because I've cooked this before and got it stuck to the bottom because I wasn't paying attention. So you got to kind of watch it for 20 minutes or so. And you want this thick and creamy before you add the rest of the last cup of milk and the 2 eggs and the butter. The vanilla is already mixed in with the eggs and the milk. But see how it's bubbling? Alright, so then I like to stir it a bit with my spatula. That was a close call. That would have been a quick short video there. And then I would have done a video on how to pick up a mess. But, alright, so then I like to keep this stirred up so it doesn't... Now that's been cooking long enough for me, which has only been about probably 6 minutes. Maybe turn the heat down a little bit, but I want to add the raisins now. And Some people might add them later, but I like to have them pretty well cooked. And this is about 1.25 cups. That's all I had left. Perfect. So I like to stir that in there as well. Now I kind of keep a close eye on it because it does take about 15-20 minutes. So I might turn down the heat even a little bit more and just let it simmer a little bit while this is working. So, alright, I might turn the heat down. Now when it gets to the point where I got to add the eggs and the last cup of milk, and then once that's stirred in, then you add the butter last. But while we're waiting for it to get creamy enough, we'll pause and I'll come back when it's at the right temperature for adding the last ingredients. Alright, be right back. Okay, it's been almost 15 minutes and I've been moving it around. And now you can see it's starting to stick a little bit to the bottom, but now you can see how thick it is. See how it's just thick and creamy there, like that. So now what we do is we add the milk in, the 1 cup we saved with the 2 eggs, and then at this point for 2 or 3 minutes we gotta stir it continuously. So I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit because I turned it down before. Now we're going to add in the milk and the 2 eggs. There we go. Now I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit there where it was, and now we have to stir this for 2 or 3 minutes. Let me set my timer just for grins. And stir continuously. And I think because I got such a big pan here I'm using, because I'm doing a double batch, I think some people use pots. So then, but I like this big pan because it gets it creamier a little quicker than it would normally take, and plus, as you can see, I got more room to work with. 2 or 3 minutes, you got to stir this continuously. You can't let it set. You got to get those eggs cooked up inside there. It's already been a minute. I hate to kill your time, but I want you to see what's going on here, so just keep stirring it. I like to flip it and just try to get it mixed up really good. Now look how creamy that's getting still. Oh, this is going to be good. Now you can eat it hot, you can eat it cold, you can warm it up later in the microwave or something if you want. I like making extra because I like to share it with people, so I'm making extra. I'm not eating all this myself. Unfortunately, my lady friend doesn't like rice pudding, but it's alright, more for me and more to share. I do have a family member that likes it a lot. If I get to see her, I'll give her some. Alright, let's see. And keep on going. Another minute or so, and I think she's looking about right. And then once you're done, you're supposed to remove it from heat. But guess what? Since I got a gas stove, all I have to do is turn it off and it's basically removed from the heat. Instant heat, instant cool. Another reason I like gas. Plus I can tell how I'm cooking just by the size of the flame, which I always like to do a visual on, especially if it's something I'm simmering on super low heat. Alright, that looks like it's just about ready. By Jesus. Yep, certainly does. That's good enough. Now turn off the heat and turn off my timer. Okay, now what you're supposed to do is add your butter. I'm gonna add my butter in here. Stir that in really good, and ta-da! We'll be done. So stir that in. Make sure you get it all mixed in there nice. There we go. And then I'm going to let this cool down for a little bit. And that's it. So maybe I'll come back with a little serving bowl and show you. I'll do a taste test real quick. And flip it up good. Make sure that butter got in there all over. Everywhere. Give it a couple more flips. A couple more stirs. And we're going to be rocking rice right here. Old-fashioned rocking rice, just like Grandma used to make. Alright. You got extra rice. You can cut this recipe in half to make half as much if you want. Alright. Looky there. I think she's done. You can sprinkle some cinnamon on it if you want. Do whatever you want to do. At this point, done. I'm just going to let it cool a little bit. Package her up. And I'll show you a little sample of it. Or we'll try it and I'll let you know. Alright, here's a little sample I took for myself. We're going to try it. This is what it looks like. Let's see. Delicious. This recipe is awesome for rice pudding. Old-fashioned rockin' rice pudding. Alright. Hope you enjoyed. Try it out. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Well, thank you for watching my video to the end. Well, since you did, I'd like to ask you to subscribe, like, and share if you like this video. You never know what's going to be happening next, so stay tuned. Check back with me and see what's going on. I'll try to post a video once or twice a week to see what he's up to now. Alright. Have a great day. Thank you very much.